G'day everybody. So I'm just going to get started today with a quick introduction from myself. So today we're going over 7 tips for success for getting kids into coding. Um, I am Jason, the founder of Ucodemy, and my initial interest in coding happened when I was just a little kid. I started getting into coding in high school. I played around with computers in the computer lab and have loved it ever since. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've started a couple of companies now and sold one in Seattle. I have a couple of girls, father of 2, both in school, middle school and high school. And so I was interested in getting some more coding into the schools. And so I've started a company with some friends to do that. So I guess I'm somewhat of a bit of a thought leader now on coding, and so just wanted to share some experience and background in that area with everyone. And just if you can, as you go through the Google Hangout, there's a Q&A section on the left. If you have any questions as we go through, just feel free to pop those in, and I'll get to those at the end of the session. So what I've been doing over the past year since I've got into working on Ucodemy is going around to a number of schools and clubs and doing coding sessions. So as I've been doing that, I've learned a lot of things, had a lot of fun as well, but also found out sort of what works with kids, and just wanted to share some of those experiences, and maybe you can take away some thoughts and ideas to help get kids in your class interested in coding, and learn from things that have worked for me. And I'd love to hear things that have worked for other people as well, but for now I just go through things that I've found out. So to get started, one of the first things I like to do when I get into a class is just start with something a little disruptive. Give the kids a introduction that kind of like grounds them into the classroom. They're usually getting settled in. I know a lot of teachers do this just in general, but for me, I like to go over some videos perhaps with them, do a little research on some video, along with a question perhaps for them to think about as we go through the video. So they might look at, how many times something comes up in the video, or a question that I'm looking for them to answer out of it. The other thing that works really well is just giving them some interest around things that are in their everyday life that, they can talk about or have a quick discussion about that is powered by programming. Things like if the space shuttle is doing something, then maybe bring that in, or something that sort of gets them engaged. Guest speakers is another kind of good introduction. If you can find someone, especially that can appeal to the audience in the classroom, that seems to be a great model. A lot of times what works for me is just talking about my career. Kids seem to be pretty engaged and interested in someone that's actually started a company and worked in computer science. But in your area, you might want to see if you can bring in a parent or have someone else come in to talk about it. So in Itch, we provide some videos for that. I'm going to swap back and forth just to show you a couple of things in Itch that I've put together, and I'll be adding more in courses as I create more and more courses and others in the company. But if you go into one of our Itch courses, you'll see all the lessons that we create all have a start here section. And if we look at, like, for instance, the bouncing ball course, which is the first one most people come in to look at, you'll see there's a why learn to code section. And I put in a number of videos that are out from places like code.org. So you can go through and pick videos from here that you might want to show your classroom. And you can always, if you're a teacher, you can always edit and add more videos into this for your own resources. So that's kind of like the introduction area. I've seen some teachers have great success with that, getting the class kind of really settled and interested to start learning. So you get these kids here looking like they're about to have a lot of fun. So the very first time kids kind of get introduced to coding, they have no idea what they're in for. So I find that just leading them through an actual more rigorous course or a lesson doesn't really work that well to have them want to come back and do it again. So typically I'll want to always start with something that's a little bit more fun. If you're any of the resources that you may have found, you'll find typically there's some sort of easier course or something that doesn't require as much thought, but a little bit more creativity. So that's, again, in our bouncing ball course, that's one of the reasons in this very first course, we don't really tell the kids exactly what to do. So if you look through here, you'll see the kids are kind of creating all sorts of, just in this one, all sorts of crazy creations, because they're really given the ability to create anything they want. This is just a sample of some that I've got in my course here at the moment. But I've seen kids just in that 15 minutes on the very first course, they come up with some pretty amazing stuff without any programming experience at all. And that really gets them, in my opinion, kind of engaged and ready to come back and want to learn more and do more on the next lessons as you move forward. Gives them confidence. And let's move on to number 3 of our tips for getting kids to code. So we'd like to tap into their creativity. The kids love to come up with their own ideas. So if you provide them with a project-based learning activity and you have predefined projects, some kids will love them, some won't. But if you can spend the time to actually get the kids to come up with their own projects, and you can do this in a number of ways, just give them samples of places to go and look and research projects that others have created, or you might find 10 projects for them to critique or look through. But don't expect that if you don't give them this opportunity to kind of like create, their own activities, that they will be as engaged in trying to build it. I've found just from students that I've seen, a lot of times as soon as they come up with their own ideas, they're working on it kind of day and night because they have their own investment in that. So you don't even really have to drive their interest anymore. It's all self-motivated. Obviously, it's the same for us as grown-ups and teachers. We don't like to be told what to do as much as we'd love to look into and learn things that we're interested in. So it works just the same. And I've tried to incorporate this into the courses that we've created as well. So I was showing you the cat prints course. We have several others that I'm doing this with at the moment too, but this one's kind of interesting because if you look at the course actual activities, so if I go into create a new project, then you'll see the actual lessons here. We have a starting project that everyone has to go through, but then we allow the students to kind of choose any of these 3, and they can do them in any order. So we try to do more of that. And, essentially, eventually we'll have courses where they really get to build kind of whatever they want and not have to, drive the project learning experience as much down an actual directed path, but have it more open. So that's the goal, is to, always try to get the kids into, having them pick and choose more of what they want to do. And I call that the non-linear course progression. You'll see that a lot, I think. And so to really create that and get them all excited, like this kid here, looks pretty excited to me. I don't know. I wish I saw kids like this. Sometimes they'll give me a high five, but not quite as enthusiastic as maybe as that. But if they could get them all like that, then we wouldn't have any issues, I guess. But anyway, if you have a brainstorming session, this is something that I've done many times actually in engineering. Just put everybody into a room and everyone gets to put their ideas up on the whiteboard. And you just keep going, don't have any bad ideas. And then once you get to a point where the whiteboard's full, then you can pick a few from that list and get them working on it. So other kind of activities that you can do are things to get the kids, still engaged, but have them, not always in front of the computer. There's a ton of activities in computer science out there that you can have them follow that isn't necessarily just connected and behind the screen. You can have them working out unplugged courses. Sometimes I get the kids up in front of the class and have them pretend they're pieces of a computer program and have them try to behave, and the others kind of observe how sequential programming works. So they can start to kind of visualize it and have some fun. So there's a lot of unplugged courses that you can do to mix it up if you see the students in your class are kind of going off task, or you want to have a slightly different session through the week. I recommend trying to incorporate some of those. I've had some good fun and watched the kids enjoy trying to do that. Again, I just want to remind folks on the webinar that there is a Q&A portion on the left-hand side. If you have questions, go ahead and put those in and I'll answer them as we go. I just want to see if there's any in there yet. No, no questions yet. So the other number 6 bullet point out of our 7 tips is to make sure you're sharing your projects. So students really engage if you're having them come up and show what they've created. They all get a good kick out of seeing what each other has made. So make sure you have like a projector or something set up with the main account that you have on the front of the computer room, and you can have them show up their projects. So if you're in one of our courses, for instance, we have so inside like this course, the bouncing ball course, you can once you're in the actual Scratch activity here, you can look at all the course projects for your classroom, and you can just bring these up one at a time and have the students come up and kind of demonstrate the course to the other students in the class. So they might, for instance, make it full screen and want to show the course to someone else. You get to talk about it, and they all seem to make all sorts of interesting things, so it's sort of fun for everybody. You might want to check out some of them before you show them, but otherwise this is a great activity. And then on top of that, you want to make sure when they're actually doing the work that you get them together, get them programming in pairs. You'll find if you pair them up well, which means don't put people that are kind of obviously don't pair and stay active together. But in general, this helps because usually one of the students I find will miss something, the other one will pick up on it, so they won't get as stuck. So putting them together and also even putting sort of more boy-girl together, you'll find different creativity happening and keep them on task. So the other advantage you might have in your school is you might have a lack of computers, so you can actually double up people on computers pretty easily. We do this in computer programming in places like Google and Apple and everywhere else that I've worked. We put 2 people behind a computer because you make less mistakes. And you can actually very often work a lot faster. So it's no different in the classroom, putting the kids together. You might have video or bandwidth issues. So if you do, then the actual computer lab will be able to handle videos maybe better if you have it not streaming, if you have it streaming half as much. So the next one, well, that's our 7 bullet points. but just to be fun, I've got a bonus one for you. Number 8. Yes, this 8th item out of my 7, just to be completely mathematically incorrect. Add some social networking. Kids are all about social networking now. So if you can put stuff into their activities once they've finished projects, you can get them all kind of collaborating and working together more. So I like to do something like this. I'll have them set aside 10 minutes. They all have to go into other projects and put in a comment, something like, and I don't let them just do undirected commenting because it can be negative. So just saying things like, you have to put it in this format perhaps. So they might say, I like it when you, and then there's something that they liked about the project, and have you considered doing blank. So this is a great way of having them be constructive to each other's work. And in Itch, we have a pretty easy way of doing that as well. You can just add comments right here. And you can see I've actually commented on this one. So doing a comment similar to the format that I just put up. You know, we're looking at kind of trying to support all of these features. Some of them you may have tried. If you have other ideas and things that you've worked on as well, we'd love to hear them. And hope that this has given you a quick overview of a few of the ideas that you can put into your classroom to get kids interested in coding. If you're interested to try out Itch and try out some of those things, you can just go to our Itch link at the moment and try it out for free. We have a few teacher accounts that we're giving away, and once those run out, it'll go back to our regular pricing. So with that, I'll just move on, see if we have any questions. This is my question formatting, so hopefully you like that. But if you want to get in touch with me, you can get in touch on Twitter at Ucodemy, or just email us. You can see all of that from our website. We do have a lot of other resources that we can help you with if you have things that you just want to get in touch about. So please give me a holler. At the bottom of our website, you'll see, I'll just bring that up. You'll see all of the links that you can use to get in touch with us down here. Those are all the connections. And if you email hello@Ucodemy, we'll all get that. So I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about some of the things that we've found out a bit about getting kids into coding. And if you have any to share, please check in and let me know. And with that, I'll just check on the questions in the webinar. So I don't see any. Someone just commenting that they were looking to get some more students involved. So great, thanks for checking it out. I hope you get your students into it and they can try it out soon. And if you do, please feel free to email me how it goes. If you have any issues with it or anything that you're looking for as far as courses, I'd love to hear about it. And with that, I'm just going to stop screen sharing so you can see I'm a real person, actually just working from home at the moment. So while I'm doing this webinar. So thanks everybody for joining today, and look forward to our next webinar. I hope you got something from this, and that I appreciate having your time today. Thanks a lot.